How's your university like? What do you learn? What language do you do your lessons like?
Yeah, we can just start with, I guess that's a bit biased to say, but we have great universities here in Norway, and in particular NTNU, mostly because NTNU is quite large university, so you have all kinds of study programs, and there is many of them. You can take in English, that is an option, or the mandatory language to use. And also what makes NTNU here in Trondheim, that stands for Norwegian University of Science and Technology, is all the study programs that in particular here in Propulse NTNU, we can take advantage of that, have interdisciplinary discussions and work together with people from completely different study programs and learn from each other. So there's a large student environment for technical organizations such as Propulse NTNU.
Trondheim is known to have a great student culture. We have, as Thea mentioned, a lot of technical organizations such as ourselves, where students work on their free time completely voluntarily. But it's not only technology-based organizations, it's some cultural stuff going on, and there's an entire building in Trondheim called Samfundet, or the community, which is run entirely by students, for students, where almost every day there are some concerts or something going on. So there's always an offer to do something as a student here in Trondheim, which is why it's the most popular university, among other reasons, in Norway.
How do other students think of what you do?
Well, that's a good question. I hope that other students, and I believe that other students that is not a part of Propulse NTNU, looks and thinks this is crazy, and this is pretty impressive. Well, I can tell when I first got to NTNU, I was hoping I could have some subjects within the astro field, within space, but that was just a hope that I had. So when I first realized that there is a student organization that makes rockets, and you can participate in international competitions where you launch them, that was pretty insane to think about, because that's not something you hear at school before that. So I was very impressed of the work that they were doing in Propulse, and I hope that there are more of the students that see what kind of possibility this is, that you can actually make a true rocket and see it launch. That's amazing.
And I would like to add that most of the people I talk to, when they ask me what I'm doing with my life, and I answer, I build rockets, and they are quite shocked, like, what do you mean you build rockets? It's how? So just the word rocketry has kind of a high association to it, and furthermore, when we actually show them the videos of our rockets when they launch, when they reach speeds past 2,000 kilometers per hour, it's even more shocking. So but also the downside of this, I think many people are underestimating their own abilities, to the extent that, okay, that's a cool project, but I don't think I have it in me to join. And that's, I didn't think I necessarily had it in me when I joined, because I have never built a rocket before. I don't know how to build a rocket, but after you've been a member, you at least have gotten the opportunity to figure out how you build a rocket, and then it's more trivial to you than the word rocketry means another thing after you've worked on it for some time. But I won't say it's easy, by no means, but you kind of know, like, the limitations, the possibilities. You're not just blinded by your pre-assumptions about the word rocketry.
Do you have any advice for a high school student that wants to be prepared to join your university and your team?
First thing, the most important thing is just go for it. Don't be afraid. The worst thing that can happen is that you try and okay, it's not exactly as you planned, but then it will develop and then you will learn and then it will be the best experience you've had if you just have the guts to do it. And that is very important for those who applied to Propulse. I think they all had some guts. They just had to, I will apply, and if I get a no, then all right. And then they come in and they have the time of their life. And I think that will be the same for the high school students that wants to join either the university, our team, or if it's the job. So yeah, just try. And if you get no the first time, don't stop trying.
Yeah. And when you're at high school and trying to decide on what you're going to do next, my tip is to think about what do you know from before, what are you interested in, as in what am I the best at in my life now. For me, I'm interested in rocketry and science. Therefore, it's natural for me to go in that direction because then it will be more like intuitive for me because I'm already in that mindset. So that was a main or a large contributor as to the direction I chose, which in my case was material science and engineering. Figure out that that's an important field of study when developing new technology, and I wanted to be a part of that. So that's why I went that way.